Okay, year 6. So this is our new topic. So before I start, you need to keep your science learner book, science activity book, and your notebook with you. Have you? Okay. This is our lesson 5.5.8, and the topic is length and the thickness of the wire in a circuit. Before we are working to change the different components and we are talking about the voltage, if they require the same thing, it's okay. Otherwise, if you supply less energy, so it will not work. But right now we are working on the wire's thickness and their length. So going to start our lesson. This is your warm-up activity. You have to take your time, stop this video and draw the circuit with the 3-volt buzzer and the close switch and send it to me in class. Jojo, I will check. Here is my lesson object. Said that you can predict and test the effects of the making changes to the circuit, including length and the thickness of the wire and the number and the types of the components. Number and the types of the components we already done, and now we are talking about only the length and the thickness of the wire. Here's the explanation. The explanation is only the demonstration. So during the Zoom class, we will work with the multimeter, different type of the wires. Some are big, some are small, some are thick and some are thin. So here is an example from your book. Here is the Pimla. She took a shorter wire, right? It's a shorter wire, but with the same thickness. And we compare her with Sam. Here, the Sam, he has the same thickness of the pipe, but one is a long and here is a short one. So show the effects. The effect is here is less pressure of the water, here is more pressure of the water. So it means the short pipe gives less resistance. So more current and more water passing through it. Right? It gives what? What is the explanation? It gives less resistance. Now we are talking about Lucy and Mary. Mary, she has a thick pipe. Look, she has a thick pipe and he has a how much pipe? This is a thin pipe. So what is the effect? It has less water pressure and she has more pressure, means more current flow from the thick wire. So thick wire and the short wire gives less resistance. So less resistance means more current passing through, right? This is the conclusion of this chapter. Now, open your activity book, page number 62. Here we have two types of the circuit in question number 1, in which they use in one is shorter wire and second circuit they use a longer wire. So what do you think? Which circuit allows a stronger current to pass through? Which one? Definitely your answer is short wire. Why? Because it shows less resistance. Right? Now, the second is in which they use thick wire and they use thin wire. So what do you think? Yes, the thick wire allows more current or stronger current to passing through. Why? The same answer, it shows less resistance. Right? Now, the same thing, number 1 is shorter in length, number 2 thicker in their shape. Here is the answer. You can go and this answer and send it to me in Class Jojo. Now we are working on page number 91 in Learner's book. They said copy this sentence choosing the correct word where there is a choice. Long or thin hose pipes gives more or less resistance. What is this? Now this is your work to think about this. Long. If it is long, it gives us more resistance. So my main focus is this, right? Write a similar sentence about the flow of the electricity through the different wire. So your similar is the thicker house pipes give us less resistance, right? What again? Thicker pipe give us less resistance. So more water or more current passing through this, right? Now, how did changing the resistance wire from thin to thick change the multimeter reading? Because more current or less current passing through it, right? So decreasing or increasing in current, right? Explain why this happened. Because the reading of the multimeter change here, sometime it decrease and sometime it's increase. If it is increase, it means it's a shorter pipe or a thicker pipe wire. If it is decrease, it means it's a thin pipe or it's a longer wire. How did changing the length of resistance wire change the multimeter reading? If we change the length, the short length, it increase the multimeter reading. If it is longer wire, it decrease the reading. And why it's happened? Because longer wire shows more resistance and shorter wire shows less resistance, right? So first you write down your own answer. Then you can go and check in the next slide the answers. Here are the answers, so you can go and check this. And then you send it to me in Class Jojo. Here, the whole topic is here today is only the thickness of the wire and the length of the wire. The length, if it is shorter, it shows less resistance. And more current passes through. If it is thick, less resistance means more current passes through. Now my assessment is that answer the question in yes or no. If it is no, make it correct. Like question number 1. It shows the thin wire shows a less resistance. My answer is no. Why? Why? Because thin wire makes more resistance. It shows more resistance, so less current passes through. Right? So same like this, you can give me the answer of the second question and send it to me in Class Jojo. I hope you can understand this lesson. If you are not understanding, you can repeat this video again and again. You can listen my voice and check your answer and then send it to me in Class Jojo. But if again you have any confusion, you can write down in a Class Jojo. So we will discuss in next class. Thank you so much, my dear.